Hey, what's up, y'all? How are y'all? Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. My name is Diamond Stylz. I'll go live every Friday at 7 to talk about random stuff. We usually have a theme, but we talk about all kinds of stuff. Today, we're going to be talking about Tyler Perry. And then once we get done with that conversation, we go to whatever we want to talk about. And so, yeah, I am going to, once I get done with the recording, I go through and do the chapter. So down in the description box will be like chapters of what we have talked about during this live. Welcome, everyone. If you are returning, make sure you thumbs up as you come in. If you are new here, welcome. Ah, yes. Hey, Ciel. Hey, Gigi. Hey, Ricky. Naira. Ren. Harry. Pretty Dreads. How are you? Deshaun. Jenny. Gina. Hey. How is everyone? What time is it there, Jenny? I feel real summery today. So I smell like I wanted to look summery for y'all. I feel so cute. And this is one of my favorite summery beachy fragrance. It's like very floral, very coconutty, very rich, fresh, clean. On a yacht, sucking some rich man's peen. And then he turns around and sucks yours. All that good stuff. I love this. This is fire. So I love it. It feels good. All those kind of things. 69 and on a yacht. And we all get our nuts. All that kind of stuff. I love it. Yes. I have had a really great week. I have reached some gym goals. That's really the only goals reached, but it just has been a really chill week. I hooked up with my little my little older daddy. Cute, fine, and and we had a good time, cute little date, and that was fun. Made me feel like, a queen. I don't do princess because I'm too young to be princess, baby. I am a queen. I'm too old to be a princess, baby. I am queen status. So he, treated me like a queen, and I felt really, really good this week. This week has been dope. Thank you. I showed y'all these a couple of lives ago. Was the last live? I don't know. No, I probably deleted that part of the. If it's just rambling and stuff like that, I probably deleted it. But yes, I love these. What's been going on with y'all? How was y'all week? Before we get started. I'm looking for a job. I want a very flexible remote job. I want or a really flexible in-person job. Like I would love to be a stock person somewhere just to have just some spending money. Just some regular shit. Diamond got her groove back. Baby, ain't no grooves left over here, baby. I ain't Stella. The groove didn't never go nowhere, baby. The groove been grooving. Where the groove go? To have to come back, baby. It's been mainstay, steadfast. The thumbnail you use for the video. What video? What thumbnail? It's giving me the thumbnail you use for this video, this one? Or the I always just take a picture whenever I'm about to start. I don't really think about it. I usually change the thumbnail after I get done. Would you ever go back to retail? If it's flexible, like I want to be able to the retail that I was doing, it's not flexible. You to be like retail management, it's not flexible. I didn't like that. I need to be able to travel when I want to travel. So I need a flexible schedule where I can do what I want to do when I want to do it. I need to be off here. I need to be off this week. I need that kind of flexibility. And sometimes like management is kind of late. So I want something simple, like just be a stock person. Let me just come in early in the morning when nobody there and just do just stock. I would love to do that. I've been thinking about the same thing. I'm about to tell you about the site for remote job. Let me find it. Go ahead and send it to me. But I also hate filling out applications. And unmovable. Not cutting grass. Not me. 1.5 acres of it now. The summer is really here. Ooh, cutting grass. Oh, that that triggered my gender dysphoria from my preteen years cutting people grass. Oh, I remember cutting people grass. It was so late, but it was good money. And I was a hustler, so I needed that money. Are you going to watch Noah's Ark? I was never on the Noah's Ark train. Sorry. I never watched the show Noah's Ark. When Noah's Ark and all those kind of shows that came out during that time, I was in the part of my life where I was very anti-gay, not anti-gay people, but anti-gay culture. So I wasn't doing any gay stuff because, honey, I'm a real woman. Real women don't go to gay clubs. Real women don't do that gay shit. That's tranny shit. I was in that era of my life. I have since grown out of that internalized homophobia. But I was in the era of my life where I wasn't really into gay culture because I was like, there was I don't know what the word, not disdain. It's not like I hated it, but I was trying to live my life very cis heteronormative instead of just embracing all of the woman that I am. And so I was very much, I'm not what that gay stuff isn't for me. They don't make that for me. Not watching that. Yeah. So that's when that stuff came out, I wasn't into it. So like the L word, and it was just any gay stuff, like the L word, when it was all like popping, Queer as Folk, Noah's Ark. Yeah, all that. I remember a gay boy asking me if I would walk a ball, and I said it was F words. That's so embarrassing. Yeah, I was like that too. I was very that. Balls? I'm not doing that anymore. My friend started working as a virtual personal assistant. Money apparently is good. Personal assistant. What they gotta be doing though? I'm lazy too. I don't be want to do shit. Well, I'm talking about what a job. Child, get out of here. Hey, T Turner. All right. So let's get started. Okay. So I want to start off by just kind of giving some updates on some news. All right, y'all know I did a live where we were going over the Str8 case, Str8 versus United States. I'm gonna put the link in the chat. Str8 case is very important when it comes to healthcare. It was up for and I think it was January. Was it January? I think it was January. The Supreme Court heard the case and they just let out their ruling and we lost. They said that it is okay for states to ban trans health care for minors, despite no matter if their parents support them, their doctors support them, blah, 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 blah. We actually lost that case and, we lost 6-3, I think. Of course, we got conservative judges, so we kind of what I was expecting. But yeah, so we lost that. Make sure you check that video out so you can hear the details of the case and the amazing job that the more liberal justices did. Yeah. I don't want my earring to fall out. So yeah, it's sad. That is sad news. But I mean, I don't give a fuck what they say. For real, for real. I'm grown, so it doesn't really affect me. But listen, if you care about your children, you care about their health care, you'll find a way. Just like me as a trans woman, when I was a teenager, found a way to figure out how to get on my hormones, where to get them, and how to safely gauge what's going on with my body. You can do that too. So figure it out. You know how to figure it out. I don't need to say too much. Figure it out. You figure out any other way to take care of your children, even when it's not when it has to be on the beaten path. Take care of your children. Support them. Do it. Do what you need to do. Sometimes that means move to another state. Sometimes that means get an address in another state so you can get health care in that state. You know how to make it work. Make it work. So, good news. Good news, good news, good news about the court cases. Now, this is good news. So, one of the girlies, I'm gonna post their video on their Instagram video. One of the girlies sued the administration from stopping them from getting their passport, getting their gender marker changed, and they actually won. So they were forced to change her and other people's passport. This was fought by the ACLU, and she actually won. So she can get the F, or if you want an M, on your ID that it aligns with your gender identity. So they actually won. The court sided in her favor. Of course, they're going to appeal in regards to all of that. They're going to appeal, but as of right now, they sued to make sure that it is across the board that we can get our gender marker changed. So that is a win in our favor. So that's some positive stuff that's happening. So yeah, we don't know how long this is gonna last. So it's time for, now that we don't won this, it probably is the best good time if you need a passport to get your shit changed now while they are forced to give you the right marker on your shit. Because I've been seeing a couple of people, they have a marker on there that's wrong and they didn't do the right thing. And so now that the court has said change the shit to the affirming gender, get your shit in order. This is why I was like, honey, get your passports and shit before Biden get out of office, child. My my passport doesn't expire until 2031. So and it has the right gender on it. So I'm not worried about that right now. But if you got to get your shit together, do what it is. But even if you can't fix it, that letter don't mean shit for real. You still are who you are. Honey, I was trans before I got my document changed. You still are. They can't change who you are. They can't change how you live in your life. That's just what it is. You are who you are. You gonna be who you gonna be. And while it is beautiful and convenient to have these things changed, listen, we fought to get these things changed, and while they are being stripped back, there was people who didn't have these changes that was living it and living their life to the fullest. You can too. Don't worry about it. Don't make it get you down. It's cool. It's not cool, but it's gonna be cool. We're gonna continue to fight. We're gonna continue to push back and push back against this bullshit. We just in the, we in the valleys. We got life has up and down. Movement has up and down. It's up and down. We're just in the valley right now. We tussling and they kind of winning, but we on the right side of history. And 2 steps up, back, 2 steps up, back, 2 steps. We always go forward, so we ain't going back. So don't worry about it. Don't let that fuck you up. Don't let that get you down. And this is I want to say it's a sad story. It started off as a sad story, but this is a good conclusion to a sad story. This is a good conclusion to a sad story. Thank you, Dixion. Did you hear about Trump getting rid of LGBT suicide prevention hotline? Is there someone in that party that is jealous of people being who they are? I did hear about that. I haven't done any research on that, so I don't know why. But I'm pretty sure the Trevor Project, I'm not saying that they're great, but they do that need. They take care of that need. I'm not saying that sometimes they be doing some weird shit. Not doing some weird shit, but their administration be on some weird shit. But the actual doing the job of taking the calls of queer people who are feeling that kind of suicidal ideation and blah 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 blah. They do that job. So don't there's people who are still doing that. In trans lines is one of my homegirl is the ED. Elena is the ED over there. There are still services that are still out there that he can't defund because they are funded by other people. So there are services that can still be found. Trans lines, Trevor Project, others. There's other lines you can call. So, if y'all remember back in June of 2020, there was a girl whose body was found dismembered, which is a sad story, but they got that motherfucker. They found him and he tried to run away to California, but he got caught and they extradited him back to Philadelphia and he got convicted for her murder. So I am so excited about that news. You get what I'm saying? I love it. I love it. I love it because, as you know, I created a database that was about the trans murders in 2022-23 and won a Script Howard Award for it. Yay! For the journalism. And in regards to that, one of the things that we learned is a lot of people who, when they kill Black trans women, particularly dark Black trans women, because colorism is gun colorism wherever, no matter the demographic, they are usually the sentencing. They don't really get them as often as when it's a white trans woman. Like if you white, your people they usually get justice. We don't always get justice. So, in regards to the percentage. So this is a good one. This is up stat statistic, and this is somebody getting a good amount of years and getting caught for the murder of this Black trans woman. And this is somebody who was in a relationship with this person. They were, you know what I'm saying? This is somebody that was an intimate partner. So this is another example. People love to act like we are killing people. We are tricking people, and then they are responding to our transness. But just like cis women, we are being murdered by our intimate partners. We are not being murdered by some random stranger or some random hater. We are usually being harmed by men we are in intimate partnership with, some type of intimate relationship. Not necessarily our boyfriends, but they know our tea. Usually it's boyfriends and family. So not necessarily romantic. It's usually boyfriends or family. So people who are domestically connected to us, either, romantically or, our familiar people. People love to act like our family don't be killing us, and they do. Our moms, our fathers, our brothers, all that kind of stuff. So yeah. Anyway, that is good news. He got caught, and yeah, he's going to jail. And I'm a prison abolitionist, but until it's abolished, send them niggas to the cages. Thank you. So that is the updates for, the good news that we have started. I hate when people jump the gun. We are going to start. I like to give updates sometimes before we start the conversation. So that's the good news and the bad news of what's going on this week. So let's start. Hey Java, how are you? All right, so if you've been under a rock, you don't know. But let's give the general idea of what's going on. I'm swell too. What's going on with Tyler Perry? Tyler Perry has been accused of sending unwanted sexual text messages to one of his casting people, one of his actors in one of his shows. What's the show? Oval. Derek Dixion. And according to the lawsuit, there was all kinds of several screenshots of the text messages about, work sexual harassment between Dixion and Tyler. Tyler, being inappropriate as a boss, accusing him of, just workplace gender violence and sexual assault in the lawsuit. He accused Tyler of using his influence and his power to create a coercive sexual exploitative dynamic in their relationship. So, what are y'all thoughts initially? Like when y'all first saw this come out, what were y'all immediate thoughts? Like right then, what's the thoughts? For me, thoughts that he did it. Okay. Were anybody thinking that he didn't do it? I don't even know. Money. I felt like people wanted an aha moment. To be like, I knew it. So, also, if you have been under a rock, I think that anyone who knows, I don't know. I feel like if you've been around the Tyler Perry cultural impact in the Black community, particularly, I don't think you could be able to miss that there were gay rumors about Tyler Perry. Like, I feel like there's always been queer rumors about Tyler Perry. I always thought that it was obvious. Him being straight has always been, really? For me, it's always been like, okay, straight. It's always been like, yeah, all right. Interesting. It's always gave Bobby Jones It always gave Bobby Jones. It always gave Donnie McClurkin. It always gave Kurt Franklin. It always gave it always gave that, oh, straight. Hmm. Okay. My gaydar is beaming, but okay. So am I tripping? Am I out of the loop when it comes to that rumor? Like, is that not a common rumor or knowledge of being a rumor, not necessarily being true, but is that has everybody heard that rumor that he's gay? Like, or bi, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know if you know bi erasure, since he has a child, so he clearly digging in somebody kitty cat box. So bi, queer, am I tripping? Like, that seems to be like common knowledge. It's similar. I I've always heard that he was not straight. Yeah, I always got that rumor. Like Alicia Keys. Yes, very much like Alicia Keys. Alicia be giving stub broads many times, but this ain't about Alicia. Always been like urban legend. It's kind of like Eddie Murphy dealing with the trans women. You get what I'm saying? Eddie Murphy being the trade, dealing with the trans woman on the low, but he's straight. Not saying that makes you gay. I'm saying that it makes you queer. To me, we already talked about that on the queer episode. So if you ain't got it yet, don't do it. Why is it giving cloudy? Thank you. Can we please do a video on Eddie Murphy? I don't think I'm a good person to do a video on Eddie Murphy. I don't really know anything about. I'm actually younger than the Eddie Murphy age bracket. If you would need a girl who is in their, I want to say 50s. You need somebody in the generation above me that came before me to know that. I know of the Eddie stuff, but I don't know deep. I don't know. It's all hearsay from me. I can't really. Well, I guess it would be hearsay from anybody, but yeah, Octavia is older than me. I don't know Eddie, so I wouldn't be comfortable talking about anything that goes on with him. That wouldn't be something I would go with. In regards to, like, culturally, I don't know the trans. I just know it's always been the rumor. I heard some girl got thrown out of a window. There's all these urban legends about Eddie Murphy and trans women, all that kind of stuff. Even Nicole Murphy secretly being trans, all that kind of stuff. It has nothing. I don't mind adding to the fire, but I just don't know much about it. I don't care about Eddie like that. To talk about it, and I don't have anything to add that's not already out there. I guess that's what it would be. I don't have anything to add. Let's see. I want to hear what y'all said. Somebody said Indifferent said people need to let it play out first. That's my solution or theory. I'm not saying it's not true or it's true, but I feel like but it unfeel to play the outing game. I don't know what that means. What do you mean by that? Do you mean unfair to play the outing game? Straight to the next man. I thought for him to bring up text messages, he must have some evidence to think he had been that he could potentially win a lawsuit. The T is in Atlanta. He's apparently been known for being gay. That's the word on the street. Yes. Yes, Walter Lee Hampton on YouTube spilled all his tea. It believed he did not make his baby the old-fashioned way. Tyler always had a stern queen for me. So you know what is kind of unfair to play the outing game. Hmm. I've talked about I'm not somebody who doesn't believe about outing being unfair, or I don't have a problem with people outing. I'm not somebody who believes that that's a problem. I think that like I said, sometimes when you're doing harm behind the scenes, especially behind the scenes and in secret, you run the risk of being outed if you're doing harm. And from whether you if you believe that what's happening is true, this person was being harmed. And so they put it out there. And so that's just the nature of when you do harm behind the scenes, it comes out. What about the notion that black people don't come out? Oh, I don't know that notion. Latifah never came out. Um, um, mm, I definitely see black people who come out. So I don't know how that is a blanket statement. Just because individuals and anecdotally don't come out, I don't think that they are. Um, I think that there is a moment. I've never seen. I think she did come out in regards to Latifah when you proclaim Happy Pride in the way that she did. When you start openly dating your wife or your girlfriend in public and not hiding them, that is coming out. You're not making an official announcement, but when you were previously hiding it and then not hiding it, that's coming out. Um Luther never came out. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's tons of people um that never address their queerness. Um, Back in the day, yeah, these are old heads. Coming out is so stupid to me and always has been. Coming out was taken by the gay world the for the debutante world. Coming out was taken by the gay world from the debutante world. What? What? I never understood the pressure to do it. Um or desire for it. Mm, Naira, I don't know if that's true. I've been knowing you pre-transition, and there was a moment when you came in my inbox and you told me that, hey, I'm about to start my transition. That was you coming out to me because you wasn't Naira before that. So you may not have made it a thing, but there was a definitive line between the before you and the after you, and you let us know. Or I still would have been calling you your old name, but you had to let me know, and that was you coming out to me as a trans woman. So I feel like there's a definitive moment. Especially, it may not be some, oh my God, I need to sit my mother down and tell the whole congregation and my mom and my dad. It may not be a big thing like that, but when you are not hiding it at all, then when previously you were kind of not talking about it, that is a form of coming out to me. In the late 1900s, gay subculture thrived in many large American cities. Gay spoke of coming out into gay society, borrowing the term from debutantes. Yeah, I don't agree with that history. That sounds like revisionist history. after prohibition coming out became a thing. Yeah, that sounds like revisionist history. Uh, yeah, it sounds like you're connecting history that doesn't match. But I think you do that a lot, T. I think other conversations you do that. Like for some reason you connect a lot of things that are disconnected. I see that when you're trans, you have to do the explaining a name change. Da, 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 da. I guess I didn't see that as coming out in the traditional sense, but maybe it is. Yeah, it's. I think that both. It's both. When you are not when you're not when you're not when you're not hiding it, and you have to. It's similar to um like partner. Let me give you a perfect example. So um like partner. Okay. So, partner, recently, the term partner was something that queer people started to push straight people to call their partner. Because if you say partner, if everybody is saying partner, the gay person does not need to just make it a thing about them being gay because if they say partner, then it actually outs them in regards to their relationship. And so queer people pushed straight people to start using partner, which is funny now because now I see videos of straight people, gay people complaining about straight people calling their partners after decades of us fighting to get them to use more neutral language. And now that people have started to use more neutral language, gay people's like, oh my God, da 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 da, who don't know the history of that, which is kind of crazy. But in regard why I say that, it was like there's a time when that outing was covered up or made to not be where people were like, "Oh, I don't want to talk about my partner in a way because it doesn't align with cis heteronormative stuff. But if I come into the conversation talking about my partner, who is actually a male, if I'm a male, who is actually a man and he's a man, then me normally talking about it, I would avoid exposing my partner's gender, or I would do these things to avoid that conversation. Do you feel what I'm saying? But when I'm making the decision to be out, even though I may not tell you I'm out, I'm openly talking about my man. So I may not have to introduce myself as, oh, I'm the gay person in the world. I'm the gay person. But I'm talking about my partner who just so happened to be a man. So that informs you about something about my sexuality just because I'm openly talking about it. When prior to this, I would be either scared to talk about it or avoiding the conversation of exposing my gender. Do you see what I'm saying? Like it's not me actually having to come out. Sometimes I'm in circumstances where I'm talking about relationships, and you need to know that the context of my relationship is this is a man, this is not a woman. I'm a gay relationship, so I come from a different advantage, blah 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 blah. Do you see what I'm saying? I think that sometimes that is the outing part. It's not some big, oh my god, I'm an outing. It's just me openly discussing my relationship without any fear, when previously I knew that it would be like an awkward moment for me to talk about my partner. So I think that to me that is still a coming out. And I think in the past, that declaration was more of a big deal because the barriers in the past was more of a big deal. Do you see what I'm saying? Now it's not that much of a big deal to be gay. So therefore, sometimes it doesn't need to be discussed. Sometimes it doesn't need to be discussed. We're just working. But I see it with children. I see it with like there was this girl talking to her mom, and she just randomly was talking, instead of it being a moment of I'm sitting my mom down and talking about I'm a lesbian. She just started to talk to her mom about her girlfriend. And her mom in turn said, "Oh, you're talking about your girlfriend, but you never had actually come out to me." And she was like, "I didn't feel like I need to. Like I feel like you just kind of know." And she was like, "Yeah, but I didn't want to make any." Her mom was like, "Yeah, but I didn't want to make any assumptions, but I guess this is just where it is. I assumed it, but you never actually came and told me that you're a lesbian. So I didn't want to make any kind of assumptions." So the daughter was like, "Yeah, I'm just talking about it. It's not something that I need to do." So, so for going back to the Tyler Perry conversation. Oh, Deshaun, I think that is a good point. I'll talk about it later on. Back to the so the first when I've what I feel like the vibe was given queer with Tyler Perry, but what made me really what really just took me over the edge on whether or not Tyler Perry was a gay man. And listen, this is just theory. This is not this is not a absolute. This is not something that is in the research and da da da. This is just my own observation of the world and experiences that I've had in the world. This is anecdotal as fuck. This is how I feel about just how I feel about him, and clues to me that are clear clues to me, but may not be clear clues to you. Listen, so this is just what I think. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, this is my opinion of what was like made me for sure that Tyler Perry was queer. Have y'all ever been into a retail store or restaurant, okay? And you walk in and all the sales associates are like nines or tens. Like every sales associate is fine as fuck. When you go into a retail store or a restaurant and every waiter, every sales associate, everybody who is working there is nines and tens, I know 100% that's men that work there. I know that hiring manager is gay. Period. If everybody that works there is high level fine, like nines and 10, we not talking about it's a couple of cute ones. It's one cute one ugly one. Da, da. If they all are nines and tens, there is a gay man who is doing the hiring. That is what it is. And that life experience of my real life, that is why I 100% feel that Tyler is queer, because you can look at his casting. Straight men don't have that precise judgment of male beauty. They just don't. They don't. The way the Tyler Perry casts men the way straight men cast women. They don't need talent. All they need is beauty. Now, how he casts women is different. So I want you to look at all the men we know that Tyler Perry brought to the forefront, or that he has cast for his roles, his heartthrob roles. All the men he has cast in his movies. The males are cast in general. If you look at all of them, it's rooted in how they look and not their talent. There is a lot of bad, talented actors in the Tyler Perry universe. But are they sickening? 9/10s, tens usually. 9/10s. They are sickening as hell. High level heartthrobs. But the women that he cast are because of talent and black reverence. Not saying that the women are beautiful. I'm not saying that. The women that Tyler Perry cast is because he know what woman is revered in the black community. He gives, think about his She the People recently. Alize Jenkins from Steve Harvey's show, we know that character is a beloved, revered character. The actress who plays her, that character, there's a reason why he hired her to be on that role. There's a reason why one of his muses and darlings is Taraji P. Henson. There's a reason why Cicely Tyson was hired. There's a reason, because he knows what black women has the reverence for the community. His casting is about black reverence, not that they're ugly. They're not ugly. But it's more about the talent, and that. Who is talented black women? I'm going to get Angela Bassett. I'm going to get Lynn Whitfield. It's not going to be just because they pretty. Kelly, revered in our cultural community. So in that regard, I think the men don't get that same thing. These is new hot niggas that he's given a chance, that look good, that's fine, that's high level stuff. I think that I clock it in that. His level of male taste, straight men just don't have that eye for other men. Think about other directors. Other directors, like say Spike Lee, School Days. I think it's not saying that Lawrence Fishburne is not fine on a level, but Lawrence Fishburne ain't top tier fine. He kind of that medium ugly type of dude. Like, there's a sex appeal, but he kind of medium ugly. Now, I think, oh boy, who's the Denzel is the baddest Spike Lee ever had. Exactly. And I think he got him because he was popular at the time. Usually, even the other men in the circle, they just regular. Men are gonna hire the medium ugly dudes that just is just good actors. You gonna get men are gonna hire the Jonathan Majors. Not saying that he not finding in his way, but we know he ain't like Lance Gross. He ain't like Kofi Survey. What's his name? Kofi Survey, Survey, or whatever his name is. He ain't like Pierre. What's the Mufasa? They ain't like that. They ain't like Omari Hardwick, Boris Cujo. I feel like even Idris Elba is that kind of straight boy fine. But even Ryan Coogler, MBJ is not fine to me. He real regular to me. Michael B. Jordan is to me, and that's my taste. And I know beauty's an eye beholder. That's why I said this is not an absolute. But even MBJ he's a regular dude. I feel like he look regular. He don't look like he ain't no Boris Cujo. Do you see what I'm saying? He ain't these high level fine men like Tyler Pools. To me, Michael B. Jordan is boy next door. Yes, it's real regular. I feel like that's what straight men are going to pick attainable beauties. Straight men are going to pick relatable, attractive men. Gay men are going to pick unattainable beauties. To me, that's my opinion on one of the reasons why I knew Tyler Perry was queer, because his choice of men in his movies. I just think it is. I just think they either got a banging body, or a banging body and mug. That's just what it is. That's just, that's just what I feel. They don't have he casts men for their looks. Straight men is gonna cast them for talent and kind of masculinity, but it ain't gonna be beauty. It ain't gonna be Ganymede level beauty. Zeus, y'all know who Ganymede is? Am I giving a wrong reference? It ain't gonna be Zeus is coming down and pick you, sending the eagles down to snatch you up beauty. Do y'all know that mythology? Blair Underwood is so fine and got that TP credit. Let's pull him on in. Do you think he hide behind hiring for the women's gays? Absolutely, yes. Yes, absolutely. I think that is a norm. Like, he gets the classic black stallions. Yes. Shamar Moore. These are high level fine niggas. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Especially when he got enough money. Yeah. When he started getting the money. Yeah. Soon as Ian Allen Polk, is that his name? Ian, the one who does P Valley. Soon as P Valley hired Tyler, the other Tyler, the one that played Diamond in P Valley, honey, snatched him up. Even when Mia Culpa with Kelly Rowland snatched Trevante Rowe up. That is high level fine. These are high level fine. He knows how to showcase them. Like, do y'all remember the scene when it's just a certain level of, I don't know. This is just what I feel. There's a scene on For Colored Girls when what's the one that was with Janet Jackson? His name is Omari Hardwick. Is that his name? He played on Power. When there's a scene in For Colored Girls when he is walking down the street in a suit. That man looks so good in that fucking suit. Only a gay man or a woman could get that scene. There's straight men don't know the beauty of men like that. Straight men don't do that. Straight men don't capture the beauty of men like that. What is he getting out of it? A movie that women like, because women are his audience. But he also gets his vision of his movie. Trevante is so fine, absolutely. Good God. Yeah. It's a gay version of the male gaze. Yes. And you have to. Okay. No, let me see. No. I don't know. I can't find it. I can't find any So I was testing my theory out. So this is my theory. Will Smith. What about Will Smith? Nick Cannon gives me the same vibes with all those babies everywhere. So I was trying to test my theory, but I can't find any proof. So I don't want to say this. So I was looking up who is the directors of D'Angelo's How Do I Feel video. And it gave me two dudes, and none of them niggas is married. It gave me Paul Hunter and his long time, and D'Angelo's long time. I don't see a spouse, and I don't see anything about his personal life. What's the tea, baby? And D'Angelo's long time manager Dominique Trainer, who died, and I'm trying to see what's his tea. Did he have a spouse? Not that that makes any difference, but if you don't, then you know, I'm trying to think of these moments that I feel like that makes sense. That looks like Paul Hunter's work. What is Paul Hunter's tea? There's a there's a particular, it's a particular, it takes a particular eye to me to have that kind of raw male sensuality, because how women like men and how women and gay men look at men's masculinity is not how straight men look at men's masculinity. That's why like they think that getting all buff, most women don't really like all that buff look. That's weird. So as a gay man, he's gonna have a particular look. He's gonna have a particular eye for that kind of crossover. Do you see what I'm saying? A gay man is gonna have the appreciation for the buff and appreciation for the masculinity. So it's gonna be a good middle ground that's gonna be like, whoa. It's just something. It just like I said, it could be. It's just something that I observe. It's just something that I observe. So I want to read some of the text message in the allegations. All right. All righty. All right. In the allegations between Mr. Dixion, Derek Dixion, and Tyler Perry. All right. So I want to go to the oh no. All right. So now to me, and y'all tell me, have y'all read the text messages? Have y'all seen the text messages? So one of the pictures that they released, his lawyers released, Tyler Perry sent him a picture of him next to this jet ski looking things in the water. And so Dixion says, "Nice picture. Yeah, that water does look real calm." And he says, "Nice picture." And then he says, "Great, amazing, awesome picture." He was like, "You don't see that stud." Tyler Perry says, "You don't see that stud in that nice picture? Rude." It looks like he says rude. Or he could say dude. I can't really see the end of it. But like he says rude. Like this could easily be friends talking shit to each other. Like I'm not getting that this could. I really wanted in these text messages, I want to see some definitive shit. And to me, this wouldn't be definitive proof. Definitive proof. If y'all friends and y'all have gotten to the level where y'all cool, and clearly since y'all texting and talking about water and vacation, y'all done got to the level of being cool. This particular text wouldn't be something that I'm like, oh, this this is bullshit. Like I'm like, what? This doesn't any. I could see my brothers sending it to his homeboys. That could be normal. I'll call you later on tomorrow, Dixion says. Now, Tyler says, you have a really fresh voice and take on things. I don't know where this is going, but I laughed the entire time. I could see the world and the characters. My exclusivity ends in 30 days. I want to take losing it out to Amazon or to Netflix after that and gauge their interest. But I also want to try and get you with the right people to help you make this show work. They are not for my audience. For my audience. He was like, this is not for my audience, but we need to find a home for this stuff. I don't want to miss another something creek. So he must have he missed out on something. You know that Eugene brought that to me first, but I just didn't get it. Aman gets here tomorrow, so he's got my full attention. Something. So he's basically telling him that he'll shop him around because he thinks what he wrote is really, really good. None of this is sexual. I can see this immediately being right. Reading it, this is just him saying, "Yeah, I think this is good, and I'll look out for you. I'll try to shop it to somebody if somebody needs to hear it." Then in another text message, Tyler says, "But I swear to you, I know how to fix this shit. I love killing a motherfucker in a show that no one's expects." And he says, "You could be sipping the Mai Tais counting coconuts right now." And he says, "I think about the last episode. They're all shot at. We don't know who lives. Exactly. I'm scared. They should be B2. Nope, they're not. Last I checked, we all got the same bullets in us." None of this seems sexual. It seems like two friends talking to each other. Right. We just had a heaping dose of it and now it's back to nothing. It's really weird. I didn't get any contact, but what are you talking about? I haven't been touched in months. Now, this is where it gets sexual. This one feels very sexual. He says, I had a heaping dose of it and now it's back to nothing. It's really weird. He says, Tyler Perry says, I didn't have any contact. What are you talking about? I haven't been touched in months. And he says, oh, you mean touching? I thought we meant being around people. And then he says, Jacob. He's like, I love that you only say that when I'm being stupid. I guess the Jacob is the dumbass version of me. That ain't direct enough, but it's kind of spicy. Like, I don't know. Maybe, but he basically saying, what do you think I'm talking about? So that might be something, but it's still not strong enough for me to be like, oh, this is inappropriate. If y'all friends. And so then Tyler says in another message, you know what I cooked, Derek? Spaghetti, cake. And he says, I'm so drunk talking shit. Now, this is getting a little bit more direct. Another message. What y'all think? Let me see what y'all saying. When the text messages are read, I hear him in Madea's voice. I think he has more text coming. He just let Tyler know, I see you, sis. Keep playing with me. These were just his warning shots to Tyler. I think he has more intense text in the chamber. Trust me. I need more intensity. is further in the complaint. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me go back to it. All right, he says, what is going to take for you to have guiltless sex? Now, this is where they're talking about sex directly, but it also could be we are two friends talking about your relationship to sex, because they're talking about therapy too. He says, what is it going to take for you to have guiltless sex? Have y'all found that yet in therapy? So this is a therapy context. Yes, it's the exact same kind of car, a geometric. He was like, giving up my religious guilt because becoming a Buddhist. That's so cool. Where you come from? He's like, unfortunately, Derek, I have friends who are in their 50s and 60s who are still dealing with that. And it's sad. You can have freedom from religious guilt and still believe. And so that don't sound like a sexual conversation, like directly at him. I think he's just saying, like, there's people who experience that. That ain't direct enough to me. I need more direct. So Tyler says, treat myself right. What are you doing? Derek, he was like, just talking to my sister. Then Tyler says, I roll. Fine. Good night. I'll go through the 600 people in my phone book. This is where it's getting more intimate to me. I'll go through the 600 people in my phone book and be annoyed that I don't want to talk to any of them. And then Derek says, trying to get off so I can go to sleep, LOL. And he's like, I understand. Apparently, you're not the only one that's been drinking tonight. Also flirty. And Tyler says, I just started. And then he says, they didn't. So he's talking about his sister drinking, not him. So this is giving spicy right there to me. Because who says that to your straight friend? I want to talk to you. And then he says, is it stronger? You got to have a strong no. Yes, it's strong. My mom literally thinks I'm going to sell my soul to the Illuminati. She heard Kanye say that it's real. And Tyler says, well, I don't think that, but I do think that you have to be able to say no and mean it and make it clear. I only say yes if it gets me an Oscar. Just kidding, just kidding. I hear you. That's him flirting back with Tyler to me. And Tyler said, well, the only one who could have gotten that for you through sex is in prison. So just stick to the no. Now that to me is Tyler not playing into his flirting. That doesn't sound like a response that somebody who wants to get you to flirt responds to. Does it make sense? Like that right there didn't feel like Tyler flirt. If you're trying to get this man to flirt back with you, that doesn't sound like a response that he would give somebody who he's trying to get them to flirt back. Does it make sense? That sounds like a difference. I hope that you would let someone hold you and make love to you. You are missing the best years of your life, my friend. Trust me. I hope you get past that block in your mind. Well, it's not this person. And yes, I want that too. I'm working on it. Therapy is helping. See, this sounds like, if I'm to be honest, this sounds like a butch queen being a straight boy's friend. You know how straight boys say that a nigga will let you friend zone them just for the chance of you maybe later on wanting to hook up with them? This sounds like what Tyler Perry is doing, where he like befriending the straight boy he's befriending the straight boy to one day he might get a chance with the straight boy. So let me finish the rest of them, then I'll go back to that conversation. He says, listen to me. If you let the cast know that you and I have a new friendship, then you are opening yourself up to a lot of questions and foolishness. You want them to know that you are there because of your talent and not because you have a friendship or because Tony got me to give you a job. You earned your spot like everyone else. Don't give people an opportunity to play you small or they will. I can't teach you everything. Unfortunately, there are some things you'll have to learn for yourself because when we go back to work, I'm not going to know you. I don't have any friends that work for me, my friend. Professionalism is key. And then he says, you're totally right. I hope you got it, my friend. That makes total sense. Just watch the behavior of everyone around my set. Yeah, I will. I don't want to give anyone the opportunity because work is work. Like, but I feel like could be a normal. That don't feel like flirting at all. That's Tyler saying, yo, like you might need to nip that in the bud. You don't want people knowing we friends. We cool. Mm, mm. Yeah, make love is not a phrase you hear straight people saying to each other often. It's inappropriate because Tyler is his boss. Yeah. Yeah, I get that. But everything isn't cut and dry. But I think that goes back to what Deshaun said earlier, where because of that dynamic, you too old and too rich to be making these kind of mistakes. Everybody ain't gonna understand that nuance of people being friends and people not being friends and being able to separate that work dynamic and being friends. Everybody not gonna accept that, and so you stupid for getting set up in this situation. So Tyler says they are stupid for thinking that. So stupid. I'm gonna have to come to Jesus moment with them. I think I'm going to shoot them all and get shot. That'll do it. That'll be like, wait, I may need to shoot the shootout earlier, like Tuesday, or maybe the Beyonce song on the loudspeaker for everyone. I was just about to text that to you. Something. I don't know. All right, so that's the text message that I got so far. Being friends with your boss when you never knew them before work seems unnecessarily risky. Yeah, that seems stupid. Um, and so I think it's stupid for Tyler to. In the text messages that I saw. I don't know what's coming later down the line. Maybe. Um, I feel like I'm somebody. I think playing it down the line is stupid. I feel like you need to be like Cassie and have your ship have the bomb explode right there, so it's no doubt, and they can, especially if you're coming for some money. If you coming for some money, you need to just bomb it. And this is all my evidence because the public is going to um the public is going to it's based on your evidence. Put that all out. Imagine this was said to a woman employee. I know that as a woman, if my boss or man said, I hope you are letting someone hold you and make you love to you, that would be insane, totally inappropriate. Yes. What if it was a gay man saying it to a woman? What if it was Lee Daniels? and he's talking to one of his popular friends that he's worked with, his female friends that he worked with. If we're talking about therapy, if we're talking about we're having a conversation with I'm a gay man and I'm having a conversation about relationship with my actress friend who is my friend now, so I'm just talking about it. Would you have would the same level of inappropriate be there if it was Lee Daniels? Or would we be able to see I feel like if the dynamic is heterosexual, I feel like it feels more inappropriate. But if the dynamic is two friends, it doesn't seem inappropriate. Now, I think it's smart to err on the side of this is my boss, so you shouldn't be saying this. I think that's smart. I think that that's what it's going to come down to. But I think people's feelings would be different if it's a same sex situation. We're talking about with the on the surface is two straight men talking to each other. Two straight friends. If you straight and I'm straight, this conversation doesn't seem weird. If this is a gay man and this is a straight woman, we both might like men, baby. You know I'm not worried about you. So I can have this conversation with you if we friends. Nah, that's not a straight man conversation. In the context of therapy, the context is therapy. There might be if we're talking about what's going on with my therapist and we're friends, there's some things that might come up in a therapy conversation that might be a little spicy. Yeah, I don't think that's out of the realm. I don't heard in context of therapy. Like that therapy can be deep. Therapy can be deeper than normal conversation. And if we're having a private conversation about stuff you're working through in therapy, and that could be the religious guilt of sex. Now, now to me, the language is weird. I'm just trying to give nuance in that. I'm not naive. I find it weird. The language feels weird. The language of you need to let somebody make love to you. That feels kind of like what's going on here. But in the context of therapy, I can see how that can be in that gray area. The wording would be different, but the statement could be the same. Yeah, I feel like the wording feels a little too spicy for me. For me not to be like, So, yeah. Let's talk to I think y'all know. I think that this person made some good points. Y'all know who this is. Y'all. Funky Dineva. Funky Dineva made some good points. The straight boys, they pull it too. Straight boys who have figured out that they are fine to the gays, cute little names, and talk to them sensually, just as long as you don't touch them. What's going on? They'll do all of that to get the perks. They would. Are we back? Are we back? Are we froze? What's going on? All right, we're back. All right, make sure you thumbs up. I don't know what was going on. YouTube just wore it out. All right, let's play it again. If you are just joining us, make sure you thumbs up. It is like 67 people in here, and only 37 people have thumbs up. So if you're listening, thumbs up.
The straight boys, they pull it too. Straight boys who have figured out that they are fine to the gays. Oh, baby, they work the gays. They will work us down. They will flirt to get drinks. They will be homeboys with you to get you to pay car notes and all that type of stuff. They'll let you call them cute little names and talk to them sensually, just as long as you don't touch them. They'll do all of that to get the perks. They will lead you. They will lead you to get what they want. And I'm sorry, that's what this feels like, okay? Here's the thing. There is not a person alive over the age of 18 who has not been familiar with the speculation, the scatterbutt, the gossip, the rumors as it relates to Tyler Perry and fine-ass boys. There's not a person alive. And so, you good-looking man, you're not going to tell me that you did not try to work what you had to get what you want. Okay? You're not going to tell me you didn't work what you had to get what you want. You enjoyed being in close proximity with Tyler, and you didn't want it to end. You wanted all the perks. So you let a lot of things slide. You was eating it up. You liked it. It was flirty enough for you to feel comfortable. It was flirty enough to kind of keep you in the zone or whatever. You liked it. So stop. So stop.
Okay.
Last but not least,
before we get to that. So I think that, okay, so I think that Quentin, Funky Dineva, has a point. I think that, but I want to rebuttal that with something too. But let me go to there's a agreeing that I think that we know straight boy queer baiting. We see it with the OnlyFans boys. We see it with Marshall Price, Flash Wade, Dallas Flash Wade, whatever Dallas Wade, whatever his name is. We see it with there's a particular type of boy that will work the gays. I think that's something that we see online, but we also see it in real life. Like I've seen it in real life. If you are a queer person, I think I've heard it with straight people. I mean with gay men, gay men and gay women. The straight girls pretending to get the studs to pay for stuff, to get the studs to do stuff for them, to get the dykes to do stuff for them, but they're not having sex with them. It's just like they're playing hard to get. They're playing like to get the access to things because they are exploiting the crush that this gay person might have with them, especially if the gay person has money. Now, I come up in the era where the gay people were scammers, so they always had money. They was writing checks. They always had fly shit. You come said they had to connect it to the boosters. So all of this for a person who doesn't have anything, who is trying to come up, this can be their window to access to things. I've seen this all my life. I've seen it. And I've said this before and I'll say it again. If you want to see the bitch come out of a straight man, if you want to see the groupie bitch come out of a straight man, you put him in the room with a rich nigga that he admire. put him in a room with a rich nigga that he admired, they turn into straight bitches. Yes, they'll take it all the way. I'm not talking about the ones that take it all the way. I feel like the ones that take it all the way is just gay or bi. I'm talking about the ones that won't take it all the way. I'm talking about the ones who will just like he said, that will just toe the line. That will just toe the line. I'm talking about them. I ain't talking about the cross the line people. Them are just regular hoes. I'm talking about the real straights that they're not acting on the homosexual behavior. They're not acting on it, but they're right there. It's a hustle. Yes, it's the hustle that the young girl who want the old nigga money, the old trick nigga money, but I don't actually want to fuck him. I don't actually want to actually do the deed with his old ass because old men give you worms. But I want the money. I want the perks. I want the little stuff. That's the same thing straight dudes do with gay people, gay boys, and or straight women do to gay girls who they know they can exploit the crush. Wait, what's the robot reference? I didn't get the hold on. I used to live in the building of 20 units that was owned by 4 gay men, and I was super naive, and it took me over a year to realize that I was the only woman in the entire building. There's plenty of straight men that toe the line to exploit thirsty gay men for the gods. Unfortunately, it's easy to do. LMI at the robots. Wait, did I miss something? What's the robot? What are y'all talking about? Robots. I'm missing the context of robots. Who is the robots? Oh, my brain is reading fight, so I didn't even know the rest of the last name. Fight the evil robots. Gotcha. I didn't know. I'm like, who the hell is robots? I just read the first part. I was like, fight. Yep, Claudia Jordan always talks about how straight men be in the VIP with famous dudes, and she says they'll trample over women to get access to those celebrities. Absolutely, all the time. Absolutely. So I always and they will play the game with you. They will try you. I know me as a trans woman. Niggas will try you. They are tricks. Well, not trick. Whatever they are hoes. They groupies. If they think you got a coin or got access to them or got a bigger audience, I've had like YouTubers who were just coming up and they're trying to slide in your DMs and talk to you thinking that you gonna get them access to something. Niggas is like that. Niggas is just like these regular groupies that they try to hate on. If they got access to it, they try to do it. Bars. Let's hear the rest.
This subject. I don't know what Tyler Perry does in his private life. I don't give a damn. He's grown. And like I said, I'm more concerned about who he is for our community and what he is. But I will say this, Tyler, if
I think that's a problem. I think that's what these niggas, predator as executives and rich people, that what they are to the community. We got to get the fuck up out of that, because I think that's what had Bill Cosby out here raping people for 60 years. I think that since the 60s, I feel like that's what got R. Kelly skating through for 30, 40 years. that shit, we gotta let that shit go. Just because they're some kind of shining beacon of black excellence, don't mean that they're not evil motherfuckers. And so if we find out that they're fucking evil motherfuckers, you gotta throw them away, because now they're not the shining beacon of black excellence. They're showing you that they're not. And so once we know, and this doesn't mean immediately throw them away. I am somebody, we need to hear more information. We need to get more details. But once we know you're just trash, once we got the unsealed deposition from Bill where he's admitting that he drugged people, it's time to let it go, baby. This is no longer hearsay, the girls against him. This is him admitting it. They unsealed the sealed deposition where he's admitting that he drugged bitches. So the fuck? Clearly, if it's going along with his MO, what the girls are saying, then he did this shit. So it's time to throw him away. I don't care what he did for television and the black family, and I don't care how great his music is and what he did for R&B and blah, blah. I don't give a fuck about that. Once we see that he does this crazy ass shit, get the fuck up out of here. You are no longer black excellence. You have tainted your legacy. You have stained it. You have splayed ink spots over it, because over this time you have used your power to hide and harm people, to harm and hide that you harm people. So you are no longer a good person. You no longer black excellence. So you get thrown away. So I think that I don't like that.
If fine ass men and stuff is your thing, you know what I'm saying? Just go get the gay ones. You got the money. Like, no shade. Just go get some fine gay ass escorts. Like, high end. You got the money. That way you don't even have to deal. Make it transactional. Make it transactional. That way you ain't got to deal with this. All this coercion and trying to flip them and whatever. If that's what you're doing. If that's what you're doing. Make it transactional. Just go buy a fine ass boy. The straight boys, they pull it too. Straight boys who have figured out that they are fine to
all right. Game. So this is the thing about that, where he says, just get you a gay boy. Yes, this is Funky Dineva, aka Quentin. So this is the thing about it. Make sure y'all thumbs up. It is 82 people in here. Make sure y'all thumbs up. This is the thing about it. That doesn't work. I know that sounds easier said than done. Right. Tyler Perry do not want no gay boys. And let me explain that a little bit deeper. There is a lot of straight shit that is at the root of queer people's sexuality in relationship to sex. There is a lot of cis heteronormative. There is a lot of shit that comes over from the straight rules of sex that comes over to our mindset around sex, around queer sex. So there's a lot of gay men. There are like DL men who fetishize straight, gay and DL gay men who fetishize straight men. Like, you're not really masculine to them unless you are straight. Like, a butch nigga with 50-11 baby mamas is their fantasy. That nigga who got the baby mama, who hood, who super masculine and straight, that is who they want. They don't want this pride going out in the open gay motherfucker. They don't want that. They want the straight boy because that is a prize. And that is that weird shit, that straight shit that has come over to the queer side. It's similar to how straight men fetishize studs because their pussy mileage is low. It's similar to that, where, yeah, it's more prestigious to turn out a stud than it is to turn out a regular lesbian or bisexual woman, because a stud, it just, you know, they don't like men. It's that kind of vibe. It's fetishizing. There's a prestige. There is a trying to turn out a virgin, or that shit when it comes to gay men and everything that I'm saying, there is a female counterpart to this, a gay female. There are studs who fetishize straight women, turning straight women out. They won't even date gay ones who identify as gay. There is a gold star that makes them more prestigious. And it is a part of their turn on, even if it's not fucking real. Like, if they find out that you've been messing with other people and you're not straight, it actually will turn them off. That's a part of the... Wouldn't those things be considered predatory in a sense? It could be, but I don't think it's necessarily non-consensual. Your preferences can be rooted in like just weird ass problematic shit, but not necessarily illegal or not necessarily it's just fucking weird. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I think that a dude like Leonardo DiCaprio, who only dates people between the ages of 21 and 25. As soon as they age out, he getting a new one. That's not illegal, but it's just weird. And if it's all consensual, it's like, I'm not gonna hate on this young girl trying to get her money out of this trick ass nigga. That's how I feel about it. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, this young girl catching a lick, Leonardo DiCaprio, and me sitting over there, oh, that's weird and predatory. I'ma be her, be like, bitch, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to get this fucking $1 million money. Between the ages of 21 and 25. I'm trying to keep this fucking money. He giving me access to all these coins and access to yachts. Bitch, fuck you, shut the fuck up. You fucking with my lick, making my lick look bad. Fuck you, shut the fuck up. I'm a grown-ass woman, and I want this nigga money. Yeah, it may be weird to you, bitch, but I lucked up and got a Leonardo DiCaprio. Shut the fuck up. I'm grown. And so, and that may be my bias as a sex worker, previous sex worker. And I need to tell people, shut the fuck up. I'm grown. Yeah, this motherfucker 45 and I'm 21. But I'm grown, bitch. I need this nigga money. And I want to hook up with him because he rich. Shut the fuck up. I'm grown. I'm not 16. I'm 21. Stay out of my business, ho. That's how I would be. So I be thinking of it like from her perspective. Like, all of us ain't lucky to get a rich ass nigga. And it would annoy me if I'm a, 22-year-old hot girl and I luck up and be in the club with Leonardo DiCaprio and he coming up to me and live for me. And now he want to pay for my condo. Now he want to take me on yachts, take me to Santorini and Saint-Tropez and the Maldives. Bitch, shut the fuck up. Leave me alone. Like recently, girl who is Russell Simmons' daughter and Kimora Lee Simmons' daughter, when they had pictures of her with that old man. I'm grown. I'm a Harvard graduate. Get out of my business. Taking pictures of me and motherfuckers talking about it. Shut the fuck up. Leave me alone. I'm out here trying to secure my bag, my future bag. And honey, yeah, Aoki, get out of my business. It would have pissed me off. I might be biased, but it would have pissed me off. Now, I think, yeah, you fucking 16, 17, even 18. It gets weird. I feel like we need to be in their business, baby. But a 21, 23, 24, 25, all that weird ass, the frontal lobe isn't developed, which has been debunked. No, you get to a point where these is grown. Yeah, they young, but they grown. And they out here making decisions, grown folk decisions, hustling. I lucked up and found me a good one. And found me an expensive trick. And I need y'all to leave me alone. And stay out of my business. Cause y'all making it hard for me to keep this nigga. Y'all out here talking about predator. Leave me alone. Stop taking pictures of me, ho. I need this trick. I need this change in my life. He paying my student loans, bitch. Y'all want me to be out here fucking struggling. Fuck y'all hoes. Leave me alone. Stay out of our business. I'm grown. So there's a part of me that feels that. There's a part of me that feels that. It gets to an age where you got to be like, yeah, is it creepy that he keep replacing younger 20-something-year-old girls? Yeah, but they grown. And if it's consensual, I have a problem when it's not consensual. But if it's consensual, I want to be laid up under this 50-year-old nigga, or leave me alone. That's just kind of how I feel about it. But I'm saying this, there is a fetish that straight men can be a part of. Like, not that gay men, I know there's so many. Like, one of my good homeboys, I feel like he's just like this. He got a little coin, and when we talk about the dude that he in love with, I think he has a fetish with him because he's straight. He's a young, hot 30-something straight boy, and he's in his 50s. He's a gay man. He got a coin. The straight boy will come over and cuddle with him and come over and be his straight friend. But the coins is there. The coins get used and utilized and blah, 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 blah. And then when the straight boy has a girlfriend, the feelings are hurt and da, 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 da. It's like it's a cycle. And when I suggest, why don't you just get a butch queen, another butch queen? It doesn't work like that. It doesn't have the same je ne sais quoi. It doesn't have the same for them. They're paying for the fantasy, absolutely. And so it's not as easy as, well, you just don't get just go get a gay boy. That's not how it worked for some people. And so that's why I said there are people who have that kind of fetish. And there are some of us, there's some cool, straight people shit. And it's shit from them too, because this don't fucking work. The gender roles, some of that shit just don't work. But we will bring it. It's like when you hear bottoms and tops arguing, well, who should pay for the date? The top should pay for the date. You the man. That is bull. That is some straight heterosexual shit that's coming over, and y'all translating it into queer. It's weird. Who should pay the bills, the top or the bottom? What? Y'all both niggas. What you talking about? But there's a lot of straight shit that translates over into queer. And if you listen to queer people, there's queer people who complain about that shit. They complain about it. They like, why are you bringing that weird shit in a queer relationship? Why are you bringing that over here? We not them. And so this is one of those things where I think that there are some queer men, and in this case, I think that maybe Tyler is one of those people who is like, sweetie, I like the straight boys. I don't like the gay boys, honey. I like the straight boys because they the real men. They the real men, honey. And then I wanted to talk about when he said when the conversation is the straight boys playing the game, okay? The straight boys toeing the line. At the end of the day, even if the straight boy is toeing the line, even if Cassie is toeing the line, even if the prostitute is toeing the line, if you are the person that is the boss, you are the person that employ this person, you are the person with the power, therefore you are the person that's in the wrong. You are the person that should know better to say, yo, this is inappropriate. As your boss, we can't even go there. As your boss, this is going too far. When you are allowing this to go far and you using your power to go far, you are making a predatory decision. When you using your power and your money to reel people in and they feel like they can't make decisions or couldn't make decisions without or gonna lose privilege and status if they don't have you, and you are dangling it in their face, you are the one that's in the wrong, baby, because you're the one in power. Sorry. Whether it doesn't negate them making those type of decisions, there's some accountability that can be had, but you are the person in power and you are the person at risk, baby. It's your money at risk. It's not theirs. They ain't got no money. You the one that's gonna get sued. Thumbs up if you're listening. You're the one that's gonna get sued. You're the one that, even if none of this is true, even if these text messages, your intention was not to be sexual at all, you shouldn't have been caught slipping because you the nigga with millions of money. It's gonna be tons of motherfuckers out here trying to sue you. You the nigga with the money. So you the one that gotta protect your bag. So you shouldn't be having these weird ass conversations. And if you are, make it very clear that, oh, no, in the text message, that, yo, this is me being your friend and being da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm not interested in you like that. Let's keep that clear. You have to be diligent in how these conversations are going. Because I think we are human. There are going to be some conversations that, I think as a human being, there's going to be, as somebody who has, been a boss to people, people have had the most inappropriate conversations with me. Now I've had to say, yo, this is an inappropriate conversation, but you need help in this situation. So what's going on? Tell me what's going on. But I want to make it clear that I'm telling you this is inappropriate and you seem like you're asking for help. Is that what you're asking me for? Where I've had to have these conversations where I felt like they were inappropriate, not sexually inappropriate, but just inappropriate, too personal, nothing sexual. But I'm like, this is personal. This is quite personal. Like, but are you talking to me about this because you want help? How are you talking? Why are you talking to me about this? Because I'm like, I remember this girl was telling me about her boyfriend abusing her. As your boss, I don't know how to handle this. Like, is this do I need to take my boss hat on and put my friend hat on, or are you just telling me because I am somebody that's disconnected to you and don't know nothing about your regular life? Because there's people who are like that, where they'll confide in somebody who has no connection to their life. Because you don't have a connection, they feel safe with you, especially if you give like motherly vibes. There has been so many times where people have had conversations with me that felt like, this is another gag too. This is a different scenario, but I think the root of the reason why people do it is in this. I used to be a a makeup artist at I used to work at Ulta, and I was the prestige makeup artist there. And so I was doing this girl's face, this white girl's face, and she's maybe like 26. Yeah, she probably was like a 26, 27-year-old girl, and she came in, and it was like late at night, and sometimes bitches be lonely. And sometimes when you give a spark of light, they get drawn to you and they just want to talk and get their shit out. So we sitting there talking, and she get to talking to me about her relationship and her parents and da 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 da. And so eventually she tells me, I know that this is inappropriate, but I don't have nobody else to ask, because if I ask my friends, they'll tell my parents. If I ask my parents, they'll overreact, blah 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 blah. But if I show you this this, I guess, bump. She didn't say bump. She said rash. She said rash on my vagina. If I show it to you, will you tell me if it's herpes or not? We are at Ulta. I am painting her face. We are at Ulta and I am painting her face. And I'm like, what? And she was like, oh, no. And she was like, no. I don't want you to, I'm not going to show you it like that, but I have a picture of it. Will you look for me? And I say, okay, because I don't know. I feel like it's something's happening here. And I'm like, okay, well, show me the picture. I've worked in sex education clinics and da da da. So I'm not, this type of conversation I am not foreign to. So I've been case managers at clinics. I've been in situation like that. So show it to me. Show me. And so she pulled out her phone and she showed me. It looked like herpes. So I said, it looks like herpes. I said, why don't you go to the doctor? And she says, well, she was like, well, I'm on my mom's insurance, and if I go to the doctor, my doctor is going to tell my mom, and I don't want her to know I'm having sex. I don't want to all this kind of stuff. So now I got to put on my sex education hat, and I got to be like, yo, so this is where you can go, where you ain't got to be on your mama's insurance, and you can go and get checked and all the things that you need to do. Because, girl, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a physician. But to me, based on my history and my education on what this looks like, that looks like herpes, but it could be just a rash. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. So let me tell you, this is the free clinic that's not going to ask you all kinds of million tons questions. This is where you can go. Here's a number. Da 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 da. Blah 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 blah. So she started crying. Very white girl. She started crying and she says, I'm so sorry. I just don't have anybody to ask. I don't have anybody to ask that I can trust that won't go and tell my mom. I don't have anybody. And so you just seem so nice, and I'll probably never see you again. And so I could just be honest with you. And so that is what it is. And I said, I understand. And so, yeah, I think that kind of stranger, that makes people kind of open up to you. And so I've had situations where I was people's bosses and they just done it. Because we are human. Everybody it's not about not following the rules, but sometimes when you get to talking to people and you do build a friendship with somebody, Sometimes these conversations just happen. Sometimes they just happen. That does not mean that you as the boss don't need to be conscious of it. Like you need to be conscious of it. And so I think in this situation with Tyler Perry, if these are just harmless, because he said him and his people said that it was a scam and da da da. If these are just harmless texts, then you got caught slipping, baby. You too old and too rich to be getting caught slipping like this with a fucking white boy. How you got caught slipping? This is too much. This is too much, sweetie. But I know how y'all gay niggas be fetishizing white boys. So I think that you were my official thoughts on the Tyler Perry situation is I think that Tyler Perry is one of those gay men who fetishizes straight boys. I think that he was playing the patient friend zone friend to this gay boy, to this white gay boy. I mean, to this white straight boy. He was playing the patient friend zone friend to the white boy, and in the hopes that eventually the white boy will come on to you. Now, this is another thing. Very alligator in the water tease. So this is y'all tell me this, because y'all asking questions about what is predatory, what is not predatory. So very alligator in the water tease. So alligator in the water is the alligator is in the water. You can't see him, and when you get close, he take his mouth, chomp you. That is a predator. Okay, clear predator. Now, is this predatory? Imagine Madea climbing your backs. Let me tell you something, baby. Tyler ain't gotta do too much. Soon as I get a whiff that Tyler want my cookies, baby, he's getting them, and I'm getting that bag. These motherfuckers is fumbling bags that could be long-term bags. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Listen, that's just keeping it real. But all right, that's that. I'm a sex worker to the core. You got a coin for me? Do you know how many niggas out here pretending to have money that be like, oh, I can do this, I can do that. You know this nigga got money. You know this nigga got money, and he on you. I'm good as God. Bag me, ready. I'm here. And he talk about getting me a show. I'm here. Now, I couldn't be Cassie. Now, you ain't gonna keep playing in my face, selling me dreams. I done signed for the fucking albums to come out and they not coming out. All that bullshit, I'm gonna be pissed. I ain't gonna be waiting for 10 years to get a coin or to get access to shit. Fuck out of here. Now, I'm gonna have to be getting something. But you can't be selling me no dreams. I have to be getting shit. And also, you can't be putting your hands on me. But I'm talking about if it's just a sexual transactional thing, baby, go ahead. Come on, Tyler. Put your little bodysuit on if that's what you like. You want to make you feel fish and have you bent over in your Madea bodysuit and I'm banging you from the back? I got you, baby. Come on. Let's do it. We ain't got to play these games. I have your little foam titty shaking down while I'm beating your cakes. And you if I was a straight nigga, I'd be wearing you out. Wearing your cakes out. Because I know that's really what you want. You want to feel fish about it. You want to feel fish. You want to get banged out in your Madea wig and your titty and your foam titties bouncing back and forth while the straight tray pounds you in the back. That's what you really want. That's what's deep down in your spirit. And I would give you that. Bag me. Bag me. However it works. That's what's going down. That's what we doing. However you go. Do you want to climb my back? I don't know if I was straight, I'll let you climb my backs, but you know what I'm saying? But tear you down, let's go. Let's get it. We're gonna make it work. I think niggas who make careers of dressing up as women secretly want to be women. That's my problematic take. They could not want to be, I don't know. But if you make careers of dressing up as women and you straight, I think you want to be a woman. I can't run with it. I can't run with it. I can't run. Yeah. Ricky said Martin Lawrence. I think all comedians are queer. I've told y'all this. I said this many times. If you a class clown type of nigga that can just make motherfuckers laugh, you just do it. I think you trade. I think if you exclusively date fat girls, I think you trade. I think if you exclusively date white girls, this is from the black context. If you're a black boy that is like a class clown comedian type nigga, I ain't never met one that wouldn't trade. If you fuck with fat chicks exclusively, that's your fetish. Fat chicks is your fetish. I never met one that wouldn't trade. If you fuck with white bitches, that's your fetish. White girls, I ain't never met one that wouldn't trade. Never in my whole life. Any nigga that I met that was a comedian type nigga, trade. Fat girls, trade. White girls, trade. Any of those three in my whole life. I ain't never met one that was not down for the games. Never met one. Not one. Not one in my whole life. That kind of funny, make people laugh, charismatic, intentionally making everybody in the room laugh. Like that is their charm. Class clown type of niggas. Like, I'm doing this to make everybody in the room laugh. Comedy niggas. Every single one. I've never met. You can't get me to believe that Dave Chappelle ain't never messed around. He's had a trans joke in his comedy. I've messed around with a trans joke in his comedy. If you actually watch them, anybody who is trans that has actually watched them, that is a piece of trade. Now, I'm not saying he gonna fall in love with the girls, but getting some head and banging them out, I don't put it past none of them. I'm sorry. It's given exactly what I lived in my experience. Seinfeld gotta be straight because he ain't funny. I find Seinfeld to be funny. I find Seinfeld to be white people funny. He was definitely serious about a friction from a stranger joke. Oh, Dave Chappelle definitely gives Butch Queen vibes with his expression for sure. Eddie Murphy has had rumors about him for years. Yeah, we talked about that earlier. So yes. I that's just what it is. I think that all of them. Y'all keep naming names. If you a comedy ass nigga, all. Richard Pryor, Jamie Foxx, all. I didn't stutter, all. If you a comedy ass nigga, Jerry Lewis, comedy, all. I ain't Dick Van Dyke, whoever you want to go to, comedy ass nigga, all, all. They all give me queer, all. To me, that's just my personal life experience. There's hope with Trevor Noah. Baby, do you know the demolishing that I would do to Trevor Noah's cakes? Baby, I would eat his cakes, pound his cakes. Everything about Trevor Noah is so fine to me. And I really don't have that kind of energy with light-skinned niggas like that. But Trevor Noah, baby, I would eat him up. Baby, wear him out. Yes, Trevor Noah is so fine to me. And I rarely have that kind of lusty energy for light-skinned boys. Trevor is yummy, yummy. That them dimples, them cakes, them thick thighs. Ooh! Trevor is delectable. Trevor Noah's not fine enough to be talking down on indigenous girls the way he did. I've never heard that. Send me the link so I can hear it, watch it later. Have you ever seen him hit on John Legend openly? Nope. I love John Legend's skin color. It's not just light skin. John Legend look like eggnog. Like it's a certain like toasted eggnog. His color is different. Like his nipples is pink or something. Yeah, funny and extremely attractive, intelligent. Yes, that's you. You'll have me in the palm of your hands. You have a similar complexion. I think he's a little bit darker than me. Is or a different shade. I don't know what it is. John Legend's color is a unique light skin to me. It ain't just regular light skin to me. It's something about it that's different. Um, my friend told me she had John Legend. He's a thick little something too. I don't think he fine like that. Not like I like Trevor Noah. He cute, but but yes, that's my official take on Tyler Perry and Tyler Perry's tease. I want more information though. I do want more information. Okay. Well, send it to me on Instagram. Follow if you on Instagram, Diamond Stylz. Send it to me there. Or I'll just look it up. I'll look it up later. Let me see. What else did I want to talk about?
Look at this video.
Not that one. There was something. You think he'll settle out of court? This is why I feel like the bomb needs to be bombed. Like you can't hold back spicy shit. When you have the clear cut proof, that's when they get settled immediately. Do you see what I'm saying? That's what Cassie did. You have to settle immediately because I'm suing not just you, I'm suing all the people involved in the job, workforce, sexual harassment shit. I'm suing all people involved. And I'm giving you the flat out proof in the whole court thing. Ain't no denying it is what it is. I have witnesses. You done blew up people's cars, blah, 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 blah. And so you get it settled in a couple of days. You can't be, I'm going to hold out to the trial. What? Nobody does that. I don't believe that that's a smart strategy. But it's going to have to be more than that. But I'm also somebody who I think we're past this. I think we're past the time when settling saves your brand. I think you have to fight it. I think you have to fight it. I think we're in the era where when you settle, it does just as much damage to your brand. To me, we're not looking at settling like we did back in the day. Settling, that doesn't mean it's true. Now we like, yeah, nigga, that's true. You would, if you could fight it, you should have fought it. I don't think we're in that era no more where niggas is settling and it's just kind of going under the radar. This ain't the Michael Jackson days. Exactly. True. Jay-Z was having none of that. Right. Jay-Z was like, right. I think we're in the era where you gotta fight it to prove you right. And you gotta put that shit out there. Getting just as loud as y'all were about the release. Be just as loud. I know I would be on my platforms just calling out all these motherfucking TMZ shade room just as loud as y'all were about putting this shit out there. Put this new shit out there too, that this motherfucker was lying. Yeah, I think we're gone are the days where you don't fight it. You got to fight. You got too much money not to fight it. Too much money. Too much money. Too much money. Have y'all seen this trend where a black girl, it's usually a black girl. I've never seen it not be a black girl, but I'm pretty sure because we set the trends. It's a trend that's happening where the aggressive black girl come on the screen and she says, my boyfriend is about to show y'all some corny ass shit. It's something corny. Like it could be a plant. It could be something. It could be something corny. And the soft, corny, nice, nerdy boyfriend comes up to the screen and show you his corny shit. And then they come back to the screen and y'all better like it. And y'all better say something nice. Have y'all seen that little trend happening? Here's one of them.
My brother's gonna show you the app that he built, and y'all are gonna like it.
Hi, so I built this app, and it's like TikTok meets DoorDash. You can scroll on videos of food, and anything you see, you can actually order and get it delivered, like right to your door. And so I built this because, I wanted to see all my friends' favorite food delivery spots, and so now I can like go to their profile, see the places they liked and what they rated them. Yeah, everything you see, you can get delivered in like 15 minutes. It's like really cool. Thank you.
My brother's gonna show you the app that he built, and y'all are gonna like it.
So this is just her. This is her brother. I saw one where it's the girlfriend and her boyfriend is showing his plants. I saw one where it's the girlfriend and her lesbian girlfriend is showing her Yoda. It's just different things. Like it's the aggressive girlfriend saying, look at my person's something that may not be like the coolest thing, but y'all gonna fucking like it. Watch it. And y'all better leave a nice comment. It's cute. Y'all gonna start seeing it now that I'm talking to y'all about it. Y'all gonna start seeing it. So this might be spicy. But I feel like this is a metaphor for Black progression in American society. It's Black women pushing shit to the forefront. Look, and you're going to accept it. Black women saying, look, we setting the tempo. What Beyonce saying, upgrade you, ran by the man, but the women keep the tempo. Listen. Pay attention to my son. Pay attention to my husband. Pay attention to my brother. You gonna give him his money. No, you're not gonna let them do you like that. Look. So I just wanted y'all to clock that T. So I wanted to bring that up. I thought this was funny when we was talking about DL niggas because
That's why LGBTQ, and this is why Satan is pushing this agenda so hard, because at the end of the day, the Lord created man for woman.
Because, baby, when I tell you that call is coming from the inside of the house from a rotary phone, girl.
That's why LGBTQ, and this is why Satan is pushing this agenda so hard, because at the end of the day, the Lord created man for woman.
Because, baby, when I tell you that call is coming from the inside of the house from a rotary phone.
I thought that was funny. I cackle. But I also want to say this from a rotary, baby. Deep old school, because that's a woman if I ever saw one. But I hate when people say woman was made for man and man was made for woman. Do you know how much shit that is naturally made for something else that we use for something else? Bitch, we weren't meant to fly. And we flying in metal tubes with fuel and shit getting us to place faster. There's a lot of shit that God made that we use for other shit. God made these rocks for something else, whatever rocks is made for. But when our ancestors, whatever predated human, learn how to take them rocks and crack some shit open, we're using it to crack some coconuts or something, whatever. We're using that rock for whatever we need it for. Even though God may not have made that rock for that, we're using it for that. Whatever. There's so many things in the world that was made for one thing that has other uses as well. And what that got to do with love? Yes, it's clear that the penis and vagina goes together to make some babies. Yes, that's just natural. Sure. But that don't mean that two other motherfuckers can't be together. And this is 101. But I just want you to understand the logic. That don't mean other motherfuckers don't fit or work together. Because we're more than our bodies. And so while the dick going into the pussy fits to make babies, that same dick fits so tightly and beautiful in that asshole. If you ever had your dick in some asshole, you would understand. Sometimes the motherfuckers wrap around your dick like a glove, and it feels so perfectly nice. And you may not understand it because you either ain't got a dick or you ain't just felt no ass that feels like that. It feels just right. I done felt a nigga throat that I felt like, man, I feel like his throat was made for sucking. If you ain't ever felt that, you just may not understand. Some other shit feel right. That's my point. Some other shit feel right. And you may not think, it may not feel right to you, but other people, it's like, oh, this is a perfect fit. And whether or not it's procreation, don't mean it's not right. Because procreation and no, some people don't give a fuck about that. Gay, straight, trans, lesbian, whatever. Some people don't give a fuck about that. You do. And it's not enough gay people to stop humanity from humanity. Folks are still getting knocked up. Babies are still getting made. Population is still high. Even if the birth rate is going down, coochies is still coochieing. Dicks is still dicking. So, sweetie, if all the gay people is just freely gay, it's still the straights is still gonna be out here with 5011 baby mamas, 5011 kids with 5011 baby daddies. They still out here straighten. They still out here doing their thing. And y'all think, oh, if everybody was gay, we would stop existing. But everybody ain't gay. That's debatable. But everybody ain't gay. Babies are still being made. Baby, if Nick Cannon's still around, we'll be okay, right? Or Kiki Wyatt, Nick Cannon, Country Wayne. They out here doing enough. They doing enough. They doing enough for us. If you're watching, thumbs up. It's 80 people in here, but only 60 people. What you other 20 raggedy motherfuckers in here for if you ain't gonna thumbs up, bitch? Duke Dennis definitely trying to help save humanity. He need to come practice with me. I know you're not listening, Duke, but if you ever be listening, you can come practice with me. If you just need to practice, making some more babies, come practice, baby. I'm ready. And now that I know you ain't a young buck, I'm finding out that Duke Dennis ain't young. He is in his mid-30s. He got a 17-year-old son. That nigga in his late 30s. Oh, that's right in my alley. I didn't know. I thought he was a youngin'. I didn't even know Dick Dennis. I didn't know Duke was he a old head. Not that 30-something is old. But yeah, I thought that he was a young buck. Nuh-uh. He's not 31. He's like the baby mama got on there talking and his son was talking and told his age. He like 35. He looked like he was born in 91, 92. Yeah, my brother was born in 90, so he like 35. Yeah. So he's somewhere around there. And I need it. Duke Dennis? Oh, God, that is my type. He looked like a young Future. When Future was young, and not with them disgusting blonde dreads. When he was young with the black dreads, he was looking like a snack. Sweet Dick Duke, period. All right, so what y'all want to talk about? You got 30 minutes. Because that's all I wanted to talk about. Oh, I did want to talk about this. Me and her got in. We didn't get into it, but she was getting spicy in the comments.
I can tell some of y'all got y'all like femininity and like womanhood from actual women. And some of y'all got y'all femininity and womanhood from butch queens and femme queens from the scene. Do that make sense? Like, I grew up in a 2-parent household. So I grew up with my mom and my dad. And I'm basically a mirror of my mom. Like, granted, on the internet, I'm goofy and I'm funny and shit like that. But in person and in like real life settings, I'm a lady. Bitch, I'm classy. And I feel like that's because I mirror what my mom was around like
Screaming.
femininity. And I feel like a lot of girls these days didn't have that type of leadership around. So they mirror what they saw, which was punks. Or girls who got their femininity from punks. Like if you think about some of the big trans girls that are out, you can tell that some of those girls are like women and very classy and act like women, and some of them girls act like gay boys. But that's because they found their femininity within. Y'all get what I'm saying? And I would love everyone's opinion. Like, let me know your thoughts on this, but this is my thoughts and how I see it. I can tell some of y'all got...
Okay. As soon as they said 2-parent household, I know we're headed to La La Land for the gods. So her whole personality give punk. So this is why we got into it. If y'all go to that video, it wasn't getting into it. It just was, I was calling it out. So this is what I said. I said, you think you don't do it, but you do it too. You act like a punk, just like the rest. You ain't acting like a cis woman. I would clock you as a trans based on your mannerisms and how you talk immediately. Just because you can cut it on and off when you get in a public or cisgender setting, that's just code switching. We all do that, especially if you're Southern or old school trans invested in passing. That's code switching into a regular lady. That's really common. And that's my opinion. I feel like her saying this is the trans version of those masculine gay boys who say, I'm gay, but I'm not gay. That's the trans version of that. And then one of the girls said, clock that T, because she has to know that she's rage baiting and we got hooked in. And she laughed. That's a key. If you met me in person, I'm actually very reserved, but we shall see. I say there's butch queens who mirror their mother. Like, it's butch queens out here who mirror their mother's femininity. And they act feminine, but they don't act like stereotypical butch queens. Sometimes we conflate cultural mannerisms and blanket it as feminine, when in reality, there are some things feminine that overlap across gender, man or woman, cis or trans. And she says, it's girls that act like punks, not 1 ounce of feminine energy. I say it's cis women out here that act like punks. Tamar, Nene, half of the celebrity women. But when they get on something prestigious and upscale, they calm that shit down and code switch back to normal fish or normal cis. Sorry. And she says, just because the girls use the lingo don't make them act like punks. Nene is very classy old lady. I met her. That still and they still bleed feminine energy real bad. You can try to argue me down with your thoughts, but we are agreeing to disagree. And then she tells Fatima, stay off my page, bandwagoning. And I was like, I have met them both as well, and they act like punks, like I said. Nene and Tamar act like punks, period. we not arguing, we just sharing opinions. I think you're like gay men who say gay, I'm gay, but I'm not gay. Because y'all think that somehow your expression of your gender is somehow special. But it's not. You're trans just like the rest of us. And you can cut the punk on and cut the punk off. And some of us are good at hiding it, and some of us are not. And she says, nope, I'm saying y'all act like men. We can remove the punk out of that if that's the hang up. You girls act like men. I say, and I'm saying that the feeling is mutual. Another trans person that was born with a penis telling me that I act like a man is the most hilarious thing to me, while they are literally on here building a platform based on their faggotry. Baby, you sitting on this app building a platform being a faggot. And I'm saying that as it's a slur, but But that's what you doing. You on here acting like the shit that you're trying to demonize. You act like a punk. You act like a regular punk. That's what you act like. And if anybody see you, there ain't nobody who come across your page and don't know that that's what you are. Like, ain't nobody looking at you saying, "Oh my God, you're so womanly." No, you acting like a regular tranny, a regular punk, regular faggot. You acting like that, and there's some of us who can't cut that off, and there's some of us who can. And I know what you're trying to do. I know what you're trying to do. I know you're trying to make a distinction, but that's how the mass butch queens do. I'm gay, but I'm not makeup wearing gay. I'm gay, but I'm not Vogue wearing gay. Nigga, you still putting your dick in some man's butt, or your butt on some man's dick? The fuck? I'm not gay, but I'm gay, but I'm not that gay. Nigga, you trying to make some kind of respectability difference. That's what you're trying to do. And that's what she's trying to do. Oh, because you don't know how to sit down and you more womanly because you got a 2-parent household. Child, that's crazy. You more womanly because you know how to cross your legs and sit all nice and demure like a church lady when the cis people is around. But when you're by yourself or when you in public in another space, you fagging out. You think somehow that makes you a better woman? I think I saw her do a video about not being on hormones and not being not having all the surgeries. You think that make you a better woman? I can tell that. I talked about this in another live. In the film Queen live. I can tell that you ain't got no surgeries. I can tell you not on hormones. I can tell it. I can see it. I see it in your body. I see it in your shape. I see it in your mug. I know. I can see it. And it's no shade. I'm not shading. Somebody said the fat is the hormone girl. The moans is there, but that's not how you think. We know how that go. We know how that goes, sweetie. We can tell that that's a man shape. We can tell that's a man shape. And you acting like a punk. Any other time. Anytime you're on the screen.
Good morning. So my friend has this theory that TikTok sincerely fuck you with the biggest fucking Now I done went and applied for all his properties in Georgia and everybody done denied me. So I'm like, oh, okay. Now if I register my spell book and I conjure up a CPN and a trade line, then I'm the problem. Yeah, so me and my homegirl was having a conversation today, and we're ranking like the top hairstylists. You cannot give me the TikTok illusion in real life because I'm going to stare. When I tell you we out here at the...
So another, did I screw it up? But listen, before I show you how this works, I want to say that this one
is natural.
Chaos. Because
it's giving all natural. And it's not no shade, but shade. You trying to read the girls about whether it's natural, whether it's sweetheart. You is just punk. You know. This is coming from a girl. I'm old school. I am a 90s film queen. I was raised in a time that you have to know how to code switch. You have to know how to cut on the punk and cut on and off. When you with your Judies and you sitting around, yeah, you can cut that on and off. But when you out and about, I think there was a current video where one of the little young girls, she her boyfriend is trans. She was like, if you get to she was like, if you a trans girl and you out with me and you get to telling your tea, I'm gonna be acting like I don't know your tea either. Like, girl, what? I'm gonna be acting dumb and silly. I'm that girl too. I feel like it's inappropriate for you to be fucking telling your fucking tea when we out and about and nobody is fucking asking. I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. I'm gonna act like I didn't know, bitch. Her voice was never fish, no shade. I'm gonna act like I didn't know. I remember me and my homegirls went on this trip. And I don't know what one of my homegirls was feeling, but for whatever reason, she wanted to tell her tea on this trip. I think we talked about it. But she wanted to tell her tea on the trip. And me and my other homegirl was like, why did this bitch just tell all of our tea? Like, what's the point? Like, it'd be different if I don't know what, there's some scenarios that I understand. But if it's unneeded, it's unneeded. Why the fuck are you telling my tea? I'm still thinking about the two-parent household. You know that respectability politics has made two-parent households prestigious, child. Even though that narrative has been debunked many, many times. That two-parent households does not mean just in case you don't know that this has been debunked by many psychologists and sociologists, two-parent households does not mean man and woman. Two-parent households mean two people who are supporting this child instead of it just being one. That means another person in the life. It could be grandma, it could be mama. Grandma and mama, that's two people. It can be uncle, it can be mama. Uncle and mama, that's two people. If you got two people in the household supporting financially and emotionally this child, they have a better outcome. It is not a man and a woman. It is not that. So that has been debunked for many decades now. So the idea that you need to have a man and a woman, that's bullshit. Two-parent household mean two people. You know, the two heads is better than one? Yes, because when you have two people in the household supporting the child, getting them from school, getting them to where they need to be, paying the bills, you got two incomes, you got two support systems in the household, that child has a better outcome. That's the data. It's not man and woman. It's two people. Clock that T. In case you didn't know. I can't tell you because that will be too much information on who the people were, and I didn't want to divulge that. But I know it wasn't appropriate for tea to be spilled. It didn't need to be spilled. A two-parent household with the wrong combo of parents is worse than a decent single parent, period, for the guys. But the outcomes with two people as the support system in the home. Why is she tucking under her dress? Now she's giving Mahogany Jr. That was a deep cut. Yeah, so I think people are wild and crazy. Quantity begets quality in certain incidents for the gods. Where do y'all go for the trip? Where I said that. So let's be serious. Girl, my dad was in the household and was still a whole fool. Period. Period, poo. Yeah, so this is just, that shit is just respectability packaged in a trans woman. Respected the I'm gay but not gay. That is respectability packaged in a gay man or whoever else. Yeah, like that shit is homophobia, internalized homophobia. That's just what it is. Like you think you're the special kind of gay. You're the more palatable kind of gay. Oh, you can act like a real cis woman. Oh my God. That means you're more of a woman. Yeah, okay. And can't no motherfucker born with a dick tell me nothing. Can't no motherfucker born with a dick, even the ones that's not born with a dick, they can't make me feel less than anything. But if you was a bitch born with a dick, you can't make me feel anything about my gender identity. So you can be, oh, y'all act like men. You can be all transphobic and da all you want. You can be that don't make me feel no kind of way. Just the fact that she even thought that is fag shit. A whole fucking get out of here. You a big burly ass nigga calling somebody, saying somebody act like a man, baby. You making a whole platform being a faggot ass hairdresser. If that ain't the gayest shit, the most stereotypical gayest shit, get out of here. Come on. Ain't nobody, and you think it's cute? You calling other trans women men, and you shaped like a yield sign? Be serious. Get real. You looking like a 1970s Kenmore fridge in brown. But you can soften your voice, cross your legs, because your mama taught you to do that, because you mimicking your mama. I bet you if your mama got on here, she ain't acting like a punk like you. But all of a sudden you the special kind of trans woman, acting like the most stereotypical kind of trans woman that I met. You're the most stereotypical trans woman that I met. The most stereotypical. Are you serious? The most stereotypical. The white gay boys be eating her up. One notch away from Saucy Santana. One notch. One notch. One notch. All Saucy got to do is shave his beard and boom. Twins. Twinsies. Shape and all. And put on a wig. Put on a barrel wave wig. Bam. Alonzo Arnold more severe than her. And they not even a doll. As loud as it's kept. Get real. Like, come on. I hate girls like that. Like, girl, whatever kind of fish you are, be that. Be that fish. It's okay. Your fish ain't different than somebody else. I know you think it is, but it's not. It's a million bitches just like you. It's a million bitches just like you. Especially when you are the stereotype of trans woman. I know what she's getting at, but I don't like it when you try to make it seem like you're so much different. There are some girls who just be giving regular degler. There are some girls that do that. You not one of them, bitch. You not one of them. For the guys, very Derek J. Saucy has more shape. No shade. No shade. No shade. But I think, I think people be living in delusions because they be wanting to get folks' attention. So they want to think that they're some kind of special. I'm like, baby, you ain't special. Especially when you acting, it would be different if you was just a different kind of girl. Like if you was one of the girls I know, like, oh, I can tell you ain't been in the scene, so you don't know the lingo, you don't know nothing. I done seen girls like that where, they kind of grew up some rural ass place, so you ain't getting any of that because they not in the culture. It would make sense if it was one of them, but you ain't one of them. You using the lingo, you acting like a regular Florida punk with some hair. But you Southern, and there's a most Southern queer people assigned male at birth. There's a Southern belle in them that they can cut on and cut off. Not all of them, but there's many of us who know, especially if we grew up in church. There's a Southern belle in us. We know how to cut it on and cut it off. We know how to cut on but it's not exclusive. That I ain't talking about. That's why I said a sound male at birth, because it's not exclusive to trans. It's not exclusive. It's you see it in like what's Miss Vogue name? Andre Leon Talley. There's a Southern belle in there. There's a church queen in there that feminizes everyone. Exactly. There's a way that it can just be there. A lady. I call it a lady. There's a lady in there. And you can't confuse that lady with acting like a real woman. Because what about the cis women who don't act like ladies? That's why I said we confuse these cultural things that are from the culture. It's not really just, we talked about social constructs in one of the last lives. These things are social constructs. They're going to be overlapping in so many people. Whether it's a woman or a man, there's going to be some feminine things in everybody that can show up in those kind of unique ways. They're in everybody. And there's some cultural things that's going to cross over and overlap. There's going to be a lady and a gay boy from the South, gay boy from it's trans woman, cis woman. There's going to be these cultural things of class that's going to kind of overlap with all of us. And you trying to make it seem like you got some special version that's rooted in you being a real woman. Bitch, get out of here. You're a clown. That's crazy. Now that got me pissed off. You're a clown. Literally, quite literally. Straight men that are super churchy come off as feminine to me too. Like, what's she talking about? But yes. That kind of annoyed me today. Where I was like, girl, of all the things. So what y'all thinking about World War III? Y'all nervous? They done kicked the trans folks out of the military, so we ain't got to worry about none of that bullshit. Be like, baby, we don't need to go to the graph, baby. We is trans, baby. We banned from that shit. We ain't got to go over there and put our life at risk. Fuck y'all hoes. Go on here and let Iran wear y'all out over there. Let Netanyahu influence y'all to come over and help him while he getting his ass twirled. Yeah, go ahead. Go do y'all thing. Y'all done kicked us out of here. So y'all done banned us. We not good enough no more to serve. So sit y'all ass home and chill. Come over here with the 92%. It's not our fight. Serving looks, not serving the country, period. We really can't afford it on top of everything. Anytime we go to a big war, some shit be changing over there. Be changing though. Because as a young trans woman, I struggle with maybe I'm coming off too faggy, no shade. Yeah, it's code switching. It's milk and cookies. There's a code switch that it's code switching. That's all it is. It's just code switching in gender instead of race. That's what it is. You just gotta learn the code switch. That's what it is. Or just accept you being yourself. You can do that. You can always do that. But if you are invested in blended like I am, and I'm a relic, so there's some old schoolness about me. So I understand that this may be problematic, but I'm somebody that likes to blend. I like to go out in the world and I not get bricks thrown at me, not get bottles thrown at me, and not get pointed at, and not get people harassing me in the bathroom because they know I'm trans. I don't want that. Sorry. That's not who I am. That's not what I want. And that may be problematic, but I'm a binary girl and I'm not going to change that. There might be a time when non-binary people and non-people who really are dismantling the binary are at the forefront, and I want that to happen. But I'm a binary girl currently in this iteration of my life. I don't think that's going to change, and I like to be out in the world and people just leave me the fuck alone. And so because of that, I have invested in my look and my behavior to where there's just ways that I act in public that I may not act around with my friends. There's certain lingo that I use, there's certain things that I say, certain things that I do that they're all authentically me, but I know how to act in the world. That's just what it is. I know the world that I live in. And so I act a certain way. And so it's code switching. That's all it is. It's just code switching gender wise and culture wise, and that's just what it is instead of race and class and all that kind of stuff. I like a degree of anonymity to just tip through life. Absolutely, yes. There's a time and a place. This reminds me of BGC days when Diamond used to be trolling in the forums. A girl was asking why people got to point it out when they clock you. And Diamond was like, I don't know anything about that. I don't. They don't be clocking me like that. I'm not saying that I'm the most passable girl at all. I feel like I'm the type of girl that if you sit around me for a longer period of time, you probably will clock me. But just me walking down the street and just tipping through, no, people don't get me like that. I tip through. Short periods of time, me coming up to the register, talking and da. Now, if you sitting at a table with me and we kick in, I don't be wanting to code switch like that where I'm like, oh my God, I gotta be uncomfortable and not be myself. I don't like spaces like that. But when I'm going to the grocery store, I want to be able to do small interactions and you not get my tea. That's the goal. So I don't be getting clocked like that. Now, if honey, we spending an hour together and da. But I don't know. It just depends. It depends on the scenario. Like when I go to a resort and I be talking to the people at the resorts, I don't be getting clocked. It's only certain circumstances that I be getting clocked in. And I don't know how to categorize them, but I don't be getting clocked like that. That's just not my experience. But I'm not somebody who's delusional that would think that nobody in the world could clock me. I'm not like that. I'm just know in general, people don't just be getting my tea like that. Yeah, I can, and I actually can tell when people know my tea. Like, because when they know your tea, it's just they act differently. I remember I worked in retail for a very long time, and there would be clients who, when we first are engaging, like the first 6 months, they don't know my tea. But you can see a switch in how they act when they know your tea, when they clock you. For whatever reason, there's a moment when it's just there, like, oh, I didn't realize that I'm talking to a trans person. And they will turn, it's really easy, especially with cis women. Cis women, they will turn into faggots. Cis women will turn into Tamar and Nene. They will start being, yes, honey. They start getting too spicy. And I act crazy. I act dumb, where I'm like, what is she doing all of that for? Like, what? I act oblivious to that shit. But they will turn into, honey, yes, honey, Miss Thing, Miss Child, Queen Mother Fish. What Tammy Roman does. Queen Mother Fish, honey child, da 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 da. They'll get to doing all that. And I'll be like, it's just like when white girls talk to black girls and they give the yes, girlfriend. Trying to act like they down. That's what they do. Boys, men, when dudes clock you, they start acting like they know a secret. Like they start acting like, oh damn, don't nobody else know. But I do. I know. They start, it's either gonna turn sexual, like, damn, motherfuckers don't know you trans. And then it's like, ooh, now I'm gonna turn into the creepy client that's trying to be down low. Or it's gonna be like, oh, I know a secret that don't nobody know. It's cool to them. Straight boys start acting, if they don't turn into the freaky down low niggas, they turn into, oh, this is cool. People don't know, and I know. Wow. These motherfuckers don't know. I know. That's how straight boys respond. Y'all tell me if I'm lying in y'all experience. In my experience, that's what it, when they clock you, it turns into, oh man, these motherfuckers don't know. But I'm also to a level. Hey Ty, your birthday is about to be in how many? 2 hours, a little bit under 2 hours. Happy birthday! I'll see you tomorrow. What time are we going out? I'm also to a level. That's another thing. I'm also to a level where if I play fish for a long time, not a long time, but if I play stupid, it'll short circuit their brain. They can think they know, but if you like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. If you act dumb, I'm fish enough to where they won't be for sure. It still would be like, but I'm fish enough to where it's not a 100% sure thing. Like, oh, my bad. Like if you could say something and you like, oh, they'll flip the script because it's like, oh, maybe I was wrong. Maybe this is a cis woman. Like they won't be 100% for sure. So I've gotten to the level where it's not. It's like, oh, I thought I was right, but maybe I'm not. I'm not for sure. I love when they was like, are you? They used to didn't say trans. They used to say TS, they'll say TS, and you like, what is TS? And they'll be like, oh, maybe not. And they'll change course. If you act stupid, they'll change course because they not for sure. Happens all the time. Play stupid and start talking about my imaginary kids. Or another thing, dudes, but this also how people will try to clock you too. They'll ask you, do you have any children? They'll ask you, do you have just carry tampons and pads in your purse? Right. I carry tampons and pads in my purse. So when the cis women ask me, do I have tampons and pads? Here you go. Since you're trying to clock, because I always feel like you're trying to clock. Not saying that some people wouldn't be just asking you that, but yes, here you go. Because some people will be asking you that because niggas will ask you, do you have kids? Because you also get to a certain age to where it's very abnormal for you to not have children. So like I'm 44. If I was a cis woman, I could easily be going into perimenopause. I could be in perimenopause at this point. And so it's abnormal for you to be 44 and not have any children. Oh, you ain't got no kids and you 44 as a woman. So I'm coming into my menopause era. Y'all too friendly if people are asking about your kids. But if you work with people, you really don't. That's kind of normal to be friendly with coworkers. Because also not being friendly can get you clocked. You being all standoffish and weird, that can be very clocky too. The socially awkward can be clocky, especially if you got other shit that's clocking you. That acting all weird and being weird like that. That's also another thing that I felt like makes you more passable to me. In my life, when I started to be more confident, that's another thing that people don't get. People don't be adopting. Yeah, most of the time people don't be adopting like that. That's not a normal thing. Like people adopting, that's not normal. That's yes, if people can adopt, but that's not normal. But I feel like, especially when you are like a leader in a space, when you coming in a space and you a boss and you a leader and you like you the one navigating the room like a boss, people don't think you trans. They want you to be over as a wallflower, quiet, da 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 da. But when you come in the room with confidence, and we're not talking about walking the runway, that's real faggy too. We're talking about just coming in and speaking with confidence and it's just a certain level of confidence that you can just protrude, like exude. I mean, yeah, I feel like because they don't expect you to be confident in that way as a trans person, because most of them are not. And that's something that can push you over the edge, even if they're wondering, especially if you got your voice together. And having your voice together, this is another trick that now we're going into a whole other conversation. This is another trick to me. Thumbs up if you are listening and you just joining us. Having your voice together. Now, there's certain types of voices that's like, ooh, it's a little too deep. But in regards to your voice, you can be a woman with a deep voice, but it needs to have inflection. You need to have cis women talk with inflection. Men talk monotone. Men talk with that just all that one little note and but bruh, I just want to go to the store and pick up bitches and it's like men talk very plain. women talk, there's a way that we use our voice to go up and we use it to go down, because that's what we do here. And it goes up and down. There's inflections that women talk. So even if your voice is a deeper tone, there's an inflection that happens with cis women all across the board. So but it's not just with cis women. One of the things that make gay men sound feminine is them using that inflection in their voice. Oh, hey, I want to go to the store and do this and it's the inflection that is feminine. And so usually women can do that. Usually women do that. So if you have more inflection, if you use more range in your voice, it makes your voice more feminine, even if it's on the lower register. Now, too low, it gets kind of like, are you even trying? But what I learned, if you have the confidence and the inflection and you're using all of your range, you don't have to be, oh, I'm up here talking like a Minnie Mouse and oh yeah, oh, it's talking like you fucking Mickey Mouse. You don't, that's fucking stupid and sounds dumb. You need to if you talk with confidence and you're using the range of your voice and you're using the inflection, and sometimes it's I don't really know what that does. I just know that no, that's not what I like. And then you go back up and you see how those different inflections, that's way more naturally feminine than oh, oh, the train is coming and I don't want to be clocked, so I'm gonna sound like Minnie Mouse today. Gosh, like a fucking stupid goofy, like goofy gosh. It's fucking stupid. It sounds dumb. I hate when people give that. It gives fucking stupid. Just be regular. And if you're giving confidence, even in your deeper tone, now I ain't talking. Now if you all the way down here, yes, sir, I wanna. It don't matter if I use my inflections or nothing. I still sound like Cleveland from that cartoon show, and I'm still sounding like the Clumps. And yeah, my name is Mrs. Ma'am, and you're gonna call me ma'am. I'm using my inflection, but it's way down here, child. That don't help. You need to try. People that talk down like that, you ain't even trying, my nigga. Come on. You ain't even trying. Like, so you can't be Caitlyn Jenner. You can't be that. You have to, there has to be a I don't have a high voice, but it's just regular. Like, oh, let me talk to you like this, and then we go there, and there's an inflection there that you can just, if you just do it normally. First of all, men love deep voice ass women. It's sexy and sultry. It's very Toni Braxton. Da 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 da. But you just have to have that. It's giving sultry and sexy, and that to me. Hey, how you doing? And yeah, I want to. I don't mind going out on a date with you, but I think I got some plans with somebody else, but I might can change them. Maybe it's just you can sell it. You can sell it in a way that's normal, that's not giving Charles in charge. That's not giving the what's his name? The Allstate man, the insurance. You're in good hands with Allstate. Yeah. That's the truth. A lot of female singers got deep speaking voices. I think Beyonce got a deep ass speaking voice. Beyonce, Tony, Candy, not that she's a singer, but yeah. Mariah does. Cause they be altos. They have a little range, but they be altos for real. Oh, or at least mezzo sopranos, not like soprano. They'd be mezzo sopranos. I'm a real woman. I've been taking my hormones for a month and I feel like a real woman. I'm telling you, I started hormones last month and I feel my breasts are budding. You're talking like Vanity from Vanity 6. I don't remember Vanity 6. I remember Vanity, but I don't remember how she always had a feminine voice to me. Construction worker, yes. That'd be the T-child. Hey, my name is Deborah. My name is Deborah. My name is Deborah, and I just transitioned 2 weeks ago. Oh, child. Have y'all ever met somebody like that? That's like just like, are you even trying to sound like, are you even trying to sound normal? You ain't doing it. Feels like you ain't even attempting to do it. Where it's like, now look. It feels like you ain't even attempting to try to soften your voice, baby. You said, I'm gonna put this wig on and I'm gonna take this hormone shot, and that's all the attempt I'm gonna give you. That's all the attempt I'm gonna give you. You ain't getting nothing else from me. That's all the effort. All the effort went into me wearing these heels. That's all you gonna get. Woo! In fact, take a vacation to America Samoa. Not a hormone in sight. A shake and go wig from Party City. Do you feel like non-Black girls have it harder when it comes to voice? For Black women, a certain level of deep just sounds like grown woman. No. This is also theory. I don't have no data on it. I feel like you are easier to clock from your own people. I feel like when I go, I can pass way more into other people than I am my own people. Like, if anybody's gonna clock me, it's gonna be a Black person. White people never clock me. Asians never clock me. Latinas never clock me. My own people is the one who gonna clock you because they know what they people look like. And so I feel like if you Asian, you get clocked easier by Asians. I feel like if you're a Latino girl, you get clocked easier by Latino girls, and so on and so on and so on. Because they know the nuances of their people. So, but as far as like voice and all that stuff, I don't think so. I don't think it's a gender thing. Yes, black people clock me so hard. When I was younger, kids used to clock me a lot. Kids. But now kids don't be clocking me at all. Kids don't be clocking me at all. But when I was younger, kids used to clock me a lot. Kids would be like, you sound like a boy. Are you a boy or a girl? You look like a girl, but your voice sound like a boy. They did a study, and immigration officers of your own race is more likely to tell if your ID is legit or not. Yeah, I think that's why they're used to seeing their people. Who is this sending me a message? Who is this person? Who are you? Who are you? Do I know you? Do I know you? I don't know you. I don't know you. And you don't have no pictures. Girl, so get out of my face. Get your ass out of my face. Let me close it so it won't make that noise. Baby, I was Auntie Dead Name for a good 6 months. Not Auntie Dead Name. Oh no. No, my nephews and shit don't know nothing, but I've been trans for a long time. They don't know nothing about none of that. And my brothers don't play that. My little brother, he don't play it just because, he Team Diamond. I think my middle brother, he don't play that because he don't want to confuse him. I think that if I had met his kids earlier when he was younger, I think that he would try to play the game of calling my old name. But because I feel like now he's like, I ain't gonna try to confuse my kids. It's your Auntie Diamond. But I also think that is a thing from transitioning young, that dead name stuff. I dealt with the dead name stuff in high school. So by the time you 40, you're not dealing with that shit no more. I ain't had to deal with no dead name stuff in decades at this point. Yeah, about some good decades. So I haven't really had to experience that. I remember when I lived with this girl and one of the kids was like, are you a boy or a girl? Because my sister said, you sound like a man. And her brother was like, she's a girl. And his brother was like, she's a girl. That's so shady. But kids be like that. But if you just explain it, usually you just explain, oh yeah, some girls have deep voices. The kids be like, oh, okay. Can I see your phone? Do you got games on your phone? Do you got Candy Crush on your phone? They immediately go back to normal kid shit. I never get clocked by old folks. It's usually kids or people who have been in the scene for a long time. Like people who have been in the scene, like people who have been in the queer scene, and they may there might be something that reminds them of that. But not old folks. They don't really. Old people don't be clocking me like that. Not old people. Y'all see my nails? Isn't it so cute? I love these. Y'all see how cute these are? I just had them do this is my real nail. This is my real nails, but I just had them put like these little gold like texture things. I love that. I think these are so cute. I said I don't want no tip on them. I just want my nails, but it's so simple. But I have my toes is gold. My toes is gold. So I wanted it to match them a little bit. So I thought this was cute. This is a cute little set idea. I wanted it to look like lightning a little bit coming through my fingers. It didn't work as well as it could have, but I feel like it's cute. Simple. Simple, dainty fish. Are those the earrings that you just bought? Yes, they are. I love a glass nail. They're not glass. This is my real nail. This is just with a little this overlay over it. I like the glass on those too, like the tips that are glass where it look clear. I like those.